Hi there. My name's Jacob Fisher. I'm a fully qualified architectural technologist. I'm also an associate lecturer at Solent University. I work 4 days full time within industry. So I work for a company called ISG. We're a large scale contractors, global contractors, but primarily based in the UK with offices in Kent, London, and further in the north. And every Monday, 1 day a week, I take on the role of an associate lecturer in Solent, where I teach architectural technology and design. This is the same course that I did in order to get where I am today. And today I'm going to speak to you a little bit about your options going into your A levels. So, question number one: what degrees are there available in my subject area? So most of you will probably think when you think of construction, you'll think either of a builder or an architect. So they're the two main ones that most people think of straight away. So I can assure you that there are a plethora of options out there available to you. So my particular subject field is design. The lecture I teach is architectural technology and design. So essentially what that is the technical side of design. An architect will go away and come up with a nice concept, a nice design, choose all the materials, figure out how the space works. My job is then to take that and make it happen. So I do the nuts and bolts. I figure out what materials go with what, how they actually work, how it's fixed to the floors, how it's fixed to the ceilings, and I produce a pack of drawings which will then go off to various other subcontractors and contractors who will do their part. So options available to you within this industry, as well as my architectural design side of things, you've got things like the civil engineering degrees that you can do. You've got project management. You've got construction management. You might not want to sit behind a computer screen all the time. That might not appeal to you. So a construction manager's role is very much based on site. So we have at Solent, we host degrees in construction management. So your role will be on site with all the subcontractors, coordinating the build itself. So lots of people, lots of things going on. One step above that's the project management. We've also got courses at Solent for project managers. Civil engineering, mechanical engineering, structural engineering. There are a whole host of degrees that you can do within the industry. So it's not one singular path of design or builder. There is a load more that you can do. So also on the commercial side of things, we've got things like quantity surveying and estimating. So what that is you'll take my pack of drawings that I would produce and put a cost to it. So often the client isn't just going to go into a building and say, build this. They need to know exactly how much it's going to cost them. So that's the role of an estimator, or that's the role of a quantity surveyor. It might sound a bit daunting. You might not know what to choose. There may be so many different options, but dipping your toe in the water is often a good way of figuring out exactly what you're interested in and which way you want to go. Question number two: what are the careers options after studying in your subject area? So if we stick on my particular subject area to start with, architecture, depending on what degree you do, you can end up as an architect, or you can end up as an architectural technologist like myself. Depending on the company you apply for, there's various names for it. You might be known as an architectural technician, an architectural technologist, an architect, a designer, but essentially your job is to produce drawings for buildings, whether that be from concept stage, from the initial ideas, or the stage 4 set where it's more technical delivery side. And yeah, you will be designing buildings from the ground up, basically. Other roles, you could end up, depending again on what degree you go for, you could end up doing project management, or you could go in as a quantity surveyor or an estimator. A lot of the courses I mentioned in question one, they all lead on to a whole variety of companies would hire you with those degrees. So you could end up working for a smaller specialist company, for instance, a steelwork manufacturer or a concrete manufacturer as a detailed designer, or a commercial guy. So you could work on the cost side of it for those, or you could go for a bigger architectural practice, or you could go like myself for a large scale contractors who actually build the buildings, or you can work on the client side. So I do a lot of work with banks. You could end up working for NatWest or Lloyds or RBS or any of the big banks, Barclays. working from the client side, designing their branches in-house. So there is a massive array of options for you just from any of the degrees that we've set out in question 1. Question number 3, what is it like studying within my subject area? A lot of you might be daunted by exams. So within the construction industry, so whether that be design or QSing or project management, it's more of a practical industry. So a lot of it's project based. So on the architectural technology course that I teach, it is all project based. There are no exams whatsoever. So you are given a project at the start, you are given a live brief, and you are told to deliver that brief. So you will have to design a building based on whatever we've written in the brief. Then you will do the technical side and work your way through from start to finish. There are no exams. Some of the other degrees, so project management, construction management, it's more of a regulatory and a process side of things. So there may be 1 or 2 exams, but most of the time it's project heavy. So you'll be given something either from an external source, like sometimes we have architects come in and give us an actual building that they've done. For instance, at Solent University, a couple of years back, they built the sports building next to it. That was a project taken on by an architect's practice in Winchester. I know them, I know some of the guys there, and they gave us the brief, and now we use it in our course. So our students need to design their own sports building to go on that site. So there's not too many exams really. It's all good fun. It's all quite relaxed and quite easy. You learn on the hop. You're not expected to know it all. So we teach you week by week all the elements that you need to know up until the point of a completed building. It's an enjoyable course. Question 3, what skills are important to succeeding within my area? A lot of the skills you learn are pretty transferable across industries. So a lot of them are relatively good key skills. So you need to have a basic understanding of tech, which most people do nowadays, and that's not necessarily the individual software, that's just knowing how computers work, knowing how to use the basic Excel, Word documents, etc. That can all be taught. You can learn that as you go as well, but just having the ability to work with computers is a must. More importantly than that is people skills. You work with a large amount of different consultants, clients, industry professionals. That will be on sites, that will be in offices, that will be in meeting rooms elsewhere. You are always engaging with others. So being able to talk, hold a conversation, be articulate, get your point across well, be friendly, diplomatic, all very, very important skills. So definitely people skills is up there with one of the most important. Communication skills, I suppose that ties in with people skills. It's simply being able to draw is not enough. Not everyone can understand a drawing, not everyone can understand design. It's been able to talk people through that design, talk people through a site, talk people through an idea, hold a conversation well with whoever that person may be. People have different abilities all over the place. So finally, question number 4. What is the best piece of advice I have for someone looking to move into my subject area? So personally, showing a willingness to learn and never staying within your comfort zone for too long. Reason I say this, it's very easy to learn your trade and know what you do and do it well, which is absolutely fine if you want to do that. But the only way we grow as people, skill-based and otherwise, is to keep changing. So what I mean by that is, if you work in a residential sector, try your foot in a different industry, try it in a different company, work within a commercial area, get as much experience behind you as you can, keep growing, keep pushing. You are always capable of more than you realise. You've just got to have the confidence to put yourself out there. Always learn and always show interest in learning. So it's not criticism, it's constructive. You will get it wrong, you will fail. It's not necessarily a failure, it should be seen as a lesson. Just keep moving.